Hey everybody, I'm just doing a little bit of a table chat today for the week. I haven't been making as many videos lately, I don't think. I would have just put up a showcase of my latest Marvel minis I painted. That's sort of these guys right here. So you should have seen those in a display showcase. I have a game tomorrow for Marvel, and so I had to get these guys finished. I was in the process of doing them. I usually do my bases last, but I didn't actually get to Deadpool, which was part of this group that I was going to do, and part of that is I just didn't get to him, and so I'm going to throw him in with the next batch of them that I'm going to do, as far as Marvel minis. But that's just going to be in a little bit, because I actually have some other things ahead of it. I thought I'd just show an update on my sculpting. This guy's actually starting to come together a little bit more. I'm a little bit happier with him. I know last time I said I wasn't as happy with him. This is for my knight. I'm actually enjoying the character in the face. For a while there, my first bit of clay on just sort of the stump of clay that I had, I wasn't as happy. Now he's going to end it. He's sort of a mechanicum, right? So for Warhammer 40k, and for those of you that are not into that sort of game, what that means is he's like going to be an officer that pilots one of these. You know, he would be sort of like a tank officer, you know, in some ways, but he's piloting like a huge robot. Although he kind of looks old, he could be very old, because these guys are augmented by machinery. It's like science fiction. Essentially, they believe in turning themselves as close as possible into machines, is sort of what the Mechanicum believe. And so he's going to have cables that go from his head to inside of this robot. And so that sort of gnarly, characterful age look that I've sort of captured a bit, I'm happy with. It actually kind of, I think, will be nice to grab wash and paint to paint this guy up. I did get his chest plate smoothed out that he's going to have. This sort of shoulder harness over this, I guess, long coat uniform. I still have to work on the back of it a bit, and this is actually curing. I just did that to smooth it out. So yeah, I actually think I'm getting somewhat close as to where I want him to be for this. I don't think I'm going to do too much more. I think I wanted to sculpt a pilot, and I can think of a lot of things. I'm going to put a little bit of details on this chest plate, work a bit on the back of it to smooth it out. But I think for my first full mini, I'm getting kind of too close to where I want it to be. To quote Richard from Tattoo for You, it's like finished, not perfect. I think I have to apply that philosophy a bit with my sculpting too, just because I'm not an amazing sculptor, and I could sit here and try to rework this thing forever to get it to the point where I want it to, but I'm not sure that that's going to make me want to sculpt in the future. I think I might need to just improve a little bit each time. This process, I don't know, some of you I know do sculpt that watch the channel. Some of you have been doing it for a long time. Some of you, like me, have just started. In some ways, I really like this process of sculpting, and it's really satisfying. And I think when I paint it, I'm going to feel really good about it. It's neat to just sort of physically create your own mini. In some ways, I found it a really frustrating process too. And for me personally, it usually revolved around working with the material and getting it to do what I wanted it to do. Not so much like the crease and what you would think, like making the detail or whatever. It was more actually just getting putty to stick and not to fall off, and just getting it to just really perform the way I wanted to. And I think I interpret that as basic level experience that's needed. Like, it's just basics, like basic things that probably when you do this for a long time, you learn all the tricks and tips. But I found really frustrating. Yeah, and maybe even similar to things when you're just starting to paint. Like, there are physical and like I guess, technique-oriented things to like thinning paint and just to doing stuff to get everything to work the way you want it to, that you get only through experience. So I had times where I just took big breaks. I think I'm close to finishing, like I said, but it's taken me a long time because I just wanted to get back to things that I was more comfortable with when having like a frustrating session or something like that. But in the end, yeah, you know, it's pretty cool. Just I actually think it's kind of fun just to make something yourself. So, all right. So yeah, I don't have a whole lot to show. Like in the future, my next thing that I'm doing is I'm jumping back to historicals for a bit. I'm going to work on primarily my French, but also my couple of British minis that I just am rounding out things. But it's mainly going to be working on French, and then I have that limber with the guy and the horses that I'm going to do for my musket and tomahawks. It's interesting. Locally, there's been a bit of I'll call it like French Indian War, American War of Independence skirmish sort of interest, in the sense that even when I initially made an attempt, I never really followed up to talk to you guys about it, but theoretically there's still this sort of skirmish club in Calgary that I had sort of in the last fall promoted. I still play games with folks from it. We're not really doing organized gameplay anymore. I just couldn't really quite get the participation that seemed worth it, and so I haven't really done much more to promote it. I just mainly, we have a spot on a website forum, and I have met a couple of folks through either YouTube or that forum that are interested. There's been a bit of a spike in interest in the colonial stuff that I do, like the Musket and Tomahawks, either through Musket and Tomahawks or Sharps Practice. There are folks that are wanting to play. I probably know offhand of 3 people locally that are picking it up, which may not sound like a lot, but based on history, I mean, like, there weren't just a ton of people interested in it. I mean, there were more people that jumped on the bandwagon for probably World War II and Saga at once, the Dark Ages and the World War II. So I found that kind of cool, because this is sort of my comfort zone, like my favorite area to play is the Black Powder, North American kind of stuff, like American War of Independence and French Indian Wars. And so I'm really looking forward to that. And I'm probably going to, in the future, pick up Sharps Practice, just because there's somebody locally. Actually, it's Drake. For those of you that may have followed my share the other day, it's Drake's Wargaming channel. He sometimes comments on the channel, but he actually lives locally, and he's getting into and doing a lot of terrain and videos well, he's just starting to do videos on the French Indian War, and he's picked up Sharps Practice, and so yeah, quite excited about that. That's actually kind of cool, and I'm looking forward to getting back and doing my a troop of French. Funny thing is, and I know I'm starting to ramble here, is I started doing Musket and Tomahawks fully wanting to do a French and native Indian sort of army. Steve Brown, who has comments on the channel sometimes and plays Musket and Tomahawks, he also wanted to do French and kind of already was looking into it. And because I had already started with a little demo set of miniatures for both sides, like 200 points per side, I said, fine, no worries, I'll do British, completely fine with that. I fell in love with doing the British stuff. Like, I just completely focused on British after that and actually really liked it. And now I'm coming back and doing some French, which is kind of cool. It's just kind of cool to do both sides, and I actually like doing both sides for this conflict. So yeah. So probably when I finish these French, I'm going to start doing some bat reps of Musket and Tomahawks again, and then possibly even Sharps Practice in the future. I was thinking about getting Sharps Practice and doing a side-by-side comparison series. I think I'll end up liking both of them. I suspect that there are certain areas of each that they focus on where one excels over the other. Even just casually looking at it, that appears to potentially be so. And so for anybody that's interested in this era, it might be neat just to sort of see a side-by-side comparison of the two rule sets and how they approach it. So, okay, well, I hope everybody had a good week. Not a whole lot to show. I will have some more Marvel scenery coming up. I'm not doing buildings right away, although I'm tempted to get more buildings from Marvel. I am doing some accessories for the table that I'm awaiting a delivery. And then now that I've got some more of my Marvel minis painted, I'm going to start doing some bat reps, and particularly when I finish off some of these accessories for the scenery. I just really wanted to get the table kind of where I wanted to, and some more miniatures before I really start doing some bat reps. It has really nothing to do with interest. I like a lot of games, and I probably am playing more Armada, Star Wars Armada, Saga, and those are probably the two games that I play the most recently, as far as like just physically playing the game. Probably where my biggest areas of interest are right now. I like the Armada, don't get me wrong. Actually, that's a bit of an area of interest. It doesn't take a lot of hobby time. It's more just gameplay. But really, the Marvel and the Black Powder era skirmish are probably my two areas that you'll see more painting going on in the near future, if you're interested in the painting side. Because I would say from the history and sort of the fictional side, that's kind of what I'm just been focusing on lately. I am going to, I keep saying it, but I am going to, after this troop here, I'm going to do a little bit of fantasy. I just want to get some stuff just to play Age of Sigmar with folks. But really, I see the sort of Marvel stuff and the Musket and Tomahawks or Black Powder stuff going to be highlighted quite a bit on the channel going forward for the next bit. So, okay. Talk to you later, everybody. Cheers.